The RMFL acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of country throughout its league area. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past, present and emerging.
Welcome to Before the Game, proudly brought to you by The Professionals.
Hello everyone and welcome to Before the Game. It is round 14 of the Swamport Hotel RMFL season. Coming to you today live from the Field of Dreams here at Maipolonga. Before the Game is brought to you by the Professionals Murray Bridge, so a big thank you to them. And this week it is domestic violence round, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that in the show shortly. First of all, I'd like to welcome Captain of the RMFLTV, Shane Snell, welcome.
Howdy Matt, howdy team, how are we?
Yep, good. Yep, to my left, Maipo legend, Mark Steinert, welcome Mark.
Hey, good to see you blokes both back after
Yes.
intermittent appearances.
Yep, but we're back and we're focused, and also the King of the Mallee, Baz Barrett. How are you, Baz?
Good. Yep, going well, thank you.
Absolutely, it's good. Now,
More likely the Prince, want to know how the Prince is going with his nickname.
the son, how is the son
loving
going?
it.
He's
No,
loving the
he
Prince. It's
embraced
just
it.
nice.
Embraced it. Yeah,
Well, you got a
right.
standing ovation when you arrived here again
Sure
today. Now, Captain, you were off to WA last week.
Fortunate enough to get on the kite and head west to Perth and enjoy the state country game. Obviously wasn't the result South Australia were looking for, but it was a good experience. My daughter and I had a great weekend together. We rented an apartment there, 2-bedroom apartment.
Look at wedding dresses? Or?
No, we didn't do any of that. We did a lot of walking, Steiny, and enjoyed Optus Stadium too. Fantastic facility that is.
Now, have you guys heard the rumours about this gentleman?
Which one?
Well, the one where, is it true that you sat up the front in business class and Jack and the daughter sat back in cattle class? Now, is that true or not?
That's not true.
Not
Definitely
true?
not true, no.
Sure?
No, it was dear enough to pay cattle class, 850 return. And I was row 38, mate, and I was the last on and
Near the toilet,
first
were you?
on and last off.
Near the toilet?
Yeah,
Yep.
Flushing Meadows I was.
Oh, you poor thing. Oh, well. And Baz, you must have been really happy with your win last week against the Imps.
Oh, overall, just a cracking game of footy.
Yeah.
And football was the winner, as we do say sometimes. But the Suns just good enough to get over the line, but could have gone either way.
Yep.
One thing I'd like to say is very well umpired. I mean, we bag the umpires when they do something wrong, but we very rarely say well done when they've done a good job. Really well officiated, so it was well done.
stuff.
And just a really good game of footy, really enjoyable.
No, that's good. And Mark, what have you been doing this week?
Oh, same as every other week, chasing chickens around. And it's been we'll talk more about later. It's been a tough week out here at Maipo and in the community with a sad passing. So yeah, it's been a bit of a down week.
Well, why don't we just mention that right now? It's never easy, and
No.
And he was a great guy. Just tell us.
So Scott Harrington unfortunately passed away through the week. And I knew him quite well. He was involved on the committee here. I was president, he was vice president. He's been involved out at Maipo. The kids are playing out here, and it still hasn't quite sunk in, and everyone's wearing black armbands today. And 49 years of age, you've got 3 young kids, and a guy who's well known throughout the whole Mallee community through his work with Mingies, and such a compassionate person. And it's a massive shock, and our just hearts go out to the kids and all his family and friends.
Absolutely.
And,
Yep. No, absolutely. And we could talk for hours about what sort of bloke he was and
Just a
everything
good guy,
else. And
good guy, young as they say. So.
we just unfortunately don't have the time, but he was a great guy, and he'll be sadly missed. Definitely. All right, let's get into the show. Let's head straight into our sponsors, please, Mark, and we'll just run through them.
Yep, so our major sponsor again is the Swamport Hotel, so thank you for that long-term sponsorship from those guys. Our annual awards, Dace Irrigation and Fodder Player of the Year, Dutton's leading goal kicker, Goal of the Year and Team of the Year, McHugh's Bakery and Lunch Trucks for the Mark of the Year, and our Chemist King Lyle Parker Club Championship. And our weekly awards, again, McHugh's Bakery and Lunch Trucks Mark of the Day, Dutton's Goal of the Day and Team of the Week, and Smiley Car Wash and Farm Fresh Markets Player of the Day. Elders, our Rising Star Best 21 and Under Player, which is a much sought after award. The Murray Sales Defender of the Day. Crowy's Paints 1%er Coin Toss and Weatherwall, and we mentioned about Jimmy on his gastronomic tour of Europe, so hopefully he'll be back shortly.
Gastronomic.
Gastronomic, yes.
Gastronomic.
Eating his way around Europe, but
Yep.
and I'll be doing Jimmy's jokes day too.
Okay, well, big shoes to fill.
Absolutely.
And obviously our replay is brought to you by Red Arc, and also our umpires sponsored by Enervin in the green. So huge thank you to all our sponsors for getting behind us and supporting us.
Thank you, Mark. That's excellent, and as per normal, we do certainly appreciate our fantastic sponsors. Last week, Indigenous Round, gentlemen, and there was an absolute fantastic photo that we just want to bring to you there, and there it is on the screen. And Michaela Stimpson,
Yes.
first A-grade game, and I think it's the first lady umpire. Am I right in saying that? First lady A-grade umpire?
Correct.
I think, yeah.
No. We had a female umpire
From the River Land.
a few years ago.
Did we?
But the
Right.
first
Local
one
umpire,
within our panel.
In our panel, yeah.
First one from our panel, yeah.
And with the legend Noel Hartman, and actually it's a shame that Roger Wilson wasn't it, because it was the Wilson Hartman medal out at Taliban last week, but just a great photo there of one of the great Indigenous players of the River Murray Football League.
Male
and
medalist.
Yeah, male medalist, and with Michaela there in her first A-grade game, just receiving the ball. So I just thought we'd highlight that and just say, what a great photo that was. So
Rodney
round.
Green looking pretty happy in the background there.
who was that?
Oh, Rodney Green.
Oh,
yeah.
Greeny there, yeah, good on
big
him.
smile
The
on his
whole
face. Good on
round
you,
done
Rodney.
really well, wasn't it?
Oh.
The Indigenous round, the smoking ceremony, welcome to country.
Yeah.
The jumpers are always fantastic, so
Yeah,
really great
embraced it.
recognition. So.
Really well.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so moving along now, we're going to have a look at our league awards from last week, and we'll start off with you, Captain, with the Chemist King Club of the Year.
Yeah, so just pick that slide up. As you can see, Imps on top with 76, Jervois 61, Mypolonga 60, Tarlin Bend also 60. The Cats 46, the Suns 44, Manum 19, Ramblers 16, and the Storm on 6.
Lovely, thank you very much there, and thanks to Chemist King. And we'll now move on to the Dace Irrigation and Fodder Player of the Year. We'll have a look at round 13 votes. The first game was Taliban versus the Coorong Cats. Over to you, Baz.
3 votes, Brad Thompson, 2 for Nathan Stark and 1 for Brody Edwards. Actually saw some highlights of this game. Brody Edwards is outstanding. I'm not
Very
sure
good.
how many possessions he had, but
Yep.
a heap of the ball.
He was and Nathan Stark was obviously very
Yes.
good too. So the next game was the Mallee District versus Ramblers.
Yeah, so a good contest out there by the sound of it. 3 votes Keenan Harradine, 2 to Chris Ridiger, and 1 to Shane Pate. But yeah, good game.
Jervois v Manum.
Zane Barry with 3 in a rich vein of forms. Zane really putting it together this part of the year. Mac Hansen 2, and Josh Scott, who's also hit his straps with 1 vote. So moving up the leaderboard is Josh Scott.
Southern Mallee versus Imperials.
Sir Jared Brown, outstanding with 3. Ali Montgomery not far behind, had a terrific game with 2 votes, and Tommy Howard with 1.
So we'll take a look at the leaderboard, and out in front we've got dual winners at the moment with Ryan O'Driscoll and Jack Penfold on 14, Josh Scott 13, 11 is Josh Smithson, Alex Pfeiffer, who comes back today to play, on 9 with Riley Robinson, Clint Dement, Harry Barnett and Zane Barry. So we'll now have a look at the leading goal kicker, please, Mark.
Yeah, so leading goal kickers, very tight up the top there. The Colonel Sam Sanders with 40, and closely followed along behind Johnny Morris and Josh Scott, both with 39. 27 with Tom Keogh and Lockie Thomas, and 26 to Ben Hansen. So tight up the top there.
We'll now have a look at the Swamport Hotel League ladder.
Yep, so we've got Jervois on 20, Suns on 20, Imps closely behind on 18, Cats 12, Mypo 10, Ramblers 8, Manum 6, Talem 4 and Storm 10.
Lovely work, thank you, Baz. And of course, the one that everyone likes to have a look at is the Duttons Team of the Week from round 13. What's your thoughts there, Captain?
Yeah, from round 13, we had a bit of a query from a lady saying, how come the losing team's players make it? Shouldn't it be all the winning team's players? No. This is about recognising good efforts. And
Yeah. Well,
the worst player of the losing team isn't better than the better player of the losing team. You know what I mean anyway.
Yeah.
So it's all about a bit of fun, and everyone just, lighten up a bit. Albie Dunstan dominated that centre-half forward last week, so he's gone into an experienced forward line with Harrifield, Josh Scott and Jared Whalen, believe it or not. So there's a few games blocked up
A
there.
little bit of experience across that forward line.
Gave the coach Team of the Week, Nick Hyde, obviously getting the result there with 3 of his best players out against the Blues, and that just snuck over the line there up at Pinaroo. And obviously Michaela Stimpson, we mentioned her, she's the umpire of the week with her first A-grade game, and she did a pretty good job, I'm told. So looking forward to more of her umpiring.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point also we'd just now like to again thank our very good friends at Professionals Murray Bridge for sponsoring before the game. So anything you need in the real estate game, they will certainly look after you. Let's have a look now at last week's results, and the first game we're going to have a look at is the Coorong Cats v Tailem Bend.
Yeah, so the Coorong Cats 77 defeated Tailem Bend 47, margin of 30 points. So you guys covered that game last week. Just covered before, best for the Cats was Albie Dunstan, and as Baz mentioned earlier, Brody Edwards was best for Tailem Bend. Leading goal kickers for the Cats, Albie Dunstan and Sam, the Colonel Sanders with 3 each, and the leading goal kicker for the Eagles was Ben Rossi with 3 goals.
Thanks, Mark. And the next game, Captain?
Yeah, Rounders 55, just got up over the Storm of 41, a margin of 41 points. Best for Rounders, Michael Wegner. Best for the Storm, Chris Rudiger. As we heard, leading goal kicker, for Ramblers, Keenan Harradine with 2, and for the Storm, Shane Tate with 2.
Next game, please, Baz.
Jervois too good for Madam, 113 to 54, so that's a 59 point margin. Best for Jervois, Josh Scott. For Madam, Mick O'Malley. Leading goal kickers for Jervois, Josh Scott was 6. For Madam, Isaac Hempel got 3, as did Noah Vivian.
Thanks, mate. And the last game, please, Mark.
Yeah, so Southern Mallee 88 defeated the Imperials by 8 points. We were just chatting again, and Baz talked about how great a game that was by the margin there. Best for the Suns was Jared Brown, and best for Imps, the old fella Luke Harrifield. And the leading goal kickers for the Suns, 2 each to the Prince, Josh Barrett, Tom Howard and Lewis Young. And leading goal kicker for Imperials was Johnny Boris with 3. I think it was his 100th game too.
Yeah, it was his 100th last week.
Yeah, so well done, Johnny. So very good win by the Southern Mallee Suns.
Absolutely. Now we've actually had to introduce a new segment into before the game because and we're going to call it the Cabbage Patch. We've got some slides about to come up on the screen there. Captain, we've some new arrivals.
Yeah, so Amelia Daish to Kyle and Gemma, and a granddaughter for Helen and David. So congratulations to them from Imperials. And Ayla Gerlach from Tailem Bend. That's to Josh Gerlach out there at Tailem Bend. So well done to them. And I've got another one.
Another one.
I just want to see Hoodie's face, so let's just bring it back.
Please, don't say one of my daughters could be, but no.
Okay, so I've got a scoop on your family that you don't know about.
Oh, right.
So Katrina is about to be, well, she already is a grandmother of her cousin. Right, I'm stuffing this up.
Yeah,
right.
no.
Mitchell Bowley's had a son.
Oh, right. Yes, yeah.
Today.
Yeah. Oh, today?
Today, he's had a son.
Oh, right.
Just got the phone call. I was sitting next to Graham
Right.
Stegmaier. Robin rang him.
Yeah.
And said, yeah, just had a son today. He's not playing today, Mitchell Bowley.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So there you go. Now, I haven't named it yet, but I'm taking bets. I've got a book going.
Yeah.
2 to 1 on the name Rolly.
Hang on, say that again.
2 to 1 odds on the name. He'll be called Rolly.
Rolly
Bowley.
Rolly.
Anyway, no.
Congratulations.
Jimmy had time to think about it.
Jimmy's jokes brought to you by Crowley's.
I think 7 days wasn't long enough.
Another one, why the chicken cross the road, Steiny.
Yeah, hang on now. This is making sense because some of more rallies from Port Broughton were here just earlier, and they said to me, I heard Mitchell's out. And I said, oh, he's named. Oh, yeah, he must be. Yeah, they knew that he wasn't playing, and of course they didn't want to release it to the media. And so, yeah, oh, Jesus.
Hasn't got a name yet, but Graham said by 2:30 he probably has.
Right, okay, well, there we go. So that's the Cabbage Patch segment for this week. It's, gee whiz, it's really growing, isn't it?
We'll bring in a sound effect.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that now, yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on. And let's have a look at what's been happening around the clubs on the Facebook pages, the social media, and we're going to start off with the Suns first of all. Baz.
Yes, so the Suns inaugural Suns Ball and Auction, that'll be next Saturday night at Lamaree, cocktail dress.
Now we spoke about this. You'll be getting yourself in the tux and all that sort of stuff.
No doubt. Yep.
Absolutely. And now you're going to be king of the dance floor or not?
Probably a bit later on.
That's the idea. I'll be disappointed if you don't. So
watch this spot.
Now let's have a look at Imps, please, Captain.
Yeah, 5th of August, which is next Saturday, is Ladies' Day, and we're there.
Are we?
Pat's game.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
So
well, that's going to be
Cats,
fun.
we're next week at Johnson Park for Cats Imps game, and Ladies' Day be there, $35, includes some drinks and nibbles. So I'm sure my wife has got her name on the list to attend that one, and my daughter.
I should hope so.
Yes.
And we'll have a look at Jervois. And Jervois have just done a great promotion here on what's happening today at Tintinara. So yeah, well done to them. And also, it's just great that they've just reminding everybody, and that's from both clubs, that zero tolerance on behaviour. So well done to Jervois on that one. So we'll have a look at MyPo.
Yeah, so last week, very exciting, Mitch Paul made his league debut, and we've got a great shot of him with his family, relatives of mine. But yeah, the MyPo got a terrific under-18 side, and a few of those guys have played league footy this year. Give them a taste, and Mitch was the same last week, so well done, mate.
We'll look at the Cats, Baz.
Some junior Cats representing West Adelaide as part of their most talented mid-teen footballers. So they took part in the SRNFL Carnival during the school holidays. Well done, those young fellas.
Good on them. Ramblers, Captain.
Yeah, so this Saturday, goods and services auction. Seen some of the things that, and I'll tell you what, Dacia Irrigation and Fodder, I'm surprised I've got any stock left in their house, because
Yep.
Brendan O'Neill is so generous with what they donate to that footy club. I was looking through their page and they've got lists and lists of stuff, but yeah, some good stuff there. And of course the Doc Altman, Tamar Ridge, you heard of that?
No.
Doc Altman, Snelling's Beach, he's got a holiday home
Has he?
over on KI. They actually burnt down with the fires.
Did it?
They rebuilt it.
Rebuilt it. Oh, good on them for doing that.
So there you go.
Absolutely. Madam Mark.
Yeah, so today is the 2003 and 2013 Premiership reunion, so there'll be a lot of great stories, some truth stretched, I reckon, out there, and they had some really good players back in the day there. They had some ripping sides. So,
yeah, I reckon about 5 or 6 like tonight, the goals that were about 25 out, but they would have been about 50, 60, so
Yep.
they were in for a big day out at Manham there today. And the Storm.
Yep, from the archives, 2016, Peak and the Storm came together for a scratch match. Well aware of the importance of what they did there. They just couldn't field sides, so they got together. About 6 or 7 old blokes put a pair of boots on so they could have a game of footy.
Oh,
That's what country footy's all about.
It's just a great photo too, isn't it? When you just look at it, and
Tells a story.
it tells a story, and it's a start of it. Could be the start of what has eventuated.
Quite possibly. And also, there's, as I said, a lot of old blokes pulled the Guernsey on, and probably most of them couldn't walk the next day. but it was about having a game of footy.
Absolutely.
Now, I couldn't walk because of the game or because of the frivolity afterwards.
I would have thought.
Well, I know it's been out there, Baz, when MyPo played the first round and up on the club rooms, founded in 1912, I think it was, or something. So there's a long history of those clubs out there. So although the Peak Club, in its own entity, is not there anymore, it continues on with the Storm. So that's really important.
Absolutely. And the last one, Talon Ben, please, Captain.
Yeah, certainly. Last week, Jaden Thompson and Luke Medley, two stalwarts of Tarnham Bend, played the 100th senior game. So well done to those two boys.
Good stuff. And now, Mark, we'd just like to have a little bit of talk. We've got some carnivals coming up,
Yes,
so
we
you'd
have.
like to mention.
Yeah, so the juniors next Sunday out at Tarnham Bend is the Auskick Carnival. So a lot of information has come out online and to the clubs. I think it starts about 9 o'clock for a bit of a pre-meeting get-together. So Nick Dillon and a few of the guys from the SRNFL will be up there running that. So all the clubs would have been notified. If you haven't found anything about it, talk to your clubs. So Parliament obviously be catering as well.
Yep.
And then again, the last Sunday of the minor round, which I think is about the 23rd of August, I think it is, that'll be the Under-11s Carnival up at Lamoureux. So the draw and site maps and everything, more information will come out in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
And also very exciting too to announce a couple of things. One, the SRNFL have employed a casual part-time lady who's going to operate for women's football in the region.
Fantastic.
So she's based up in the Riverland, and she'll be spending her time between the Riverland and River Murray. Kayla Mudge, I think her name is, so she'll be introduced to the clubs shortly. Obviously, the River Murray had our junior come and try with the girls' footy, which was a great success.
Oh, it was massive, wasn't it?
And just leading on from that, we've got a Crows West Adelaide game at Johnson Park on the 12th, 13th I think it is, the Sunday.
Yep.
And happy to announce that at half-time, the half-time game will be our local girls playing again in a match. So
fantastic.
Information will come out in the next week about that. So a lot of girls played for Port and Hawthorn in a recent game at Adelaide Oval.
Yep.
And one team will be playing for West and one playing for the Adelaide Crows on that Sunday. So a great opportunity for our girls to get out again and showcase what they can do. So some exciting times and a lot of things happening in the space of women's footy in the region. So it's good.
Absolutely. And we will also, Captain, we'll be live streaming the Under-18s game that day, won't we? So,
We will be, and Samful are going to step up and be exposed to state-of-the-art icebox. They'll be using our equipment,
Yeah, but,
so we'll just have to give them a bit of training.
so
on
we've
how
got to
use it.
vacate.
Yeah,
Well, how come we're not doing it?
no, because
Can't afford us.
Well, that's probably true, but surely we would have been a consideration, wouldn't it?
yeah, no. Well, actually, I'm still negotiating with the contact from the Sample Media, which is a different crowd actually. So they're a subcontractor.
Right.
This media
well,
mob, but I'm waiting to hear from them. But yeah, I'll definitely have to give them a bit of training on how to use everything in there.
Well, I wish them the best, and hopefully they can keep. If they're going to be in there, they need to be up here.
They need to learn how to ride the bike, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. So, anyway, we'll move on from that. Hey, let's get serious now. This week is Domestic Violence Round in the RMFL, and it's a great initiative from the league with just making everyone aware of it. And Captain, you've had a little bit to do with it as secretary of the league.
Yeah, got a message on it during the week from Kai Martin, and caught up with him on an earlier interview, and I'd spoken to him several times the last few years, and which probably just straight to that interview now and hear what he had to say. With me, we've got a special guest today in Kai Martin for the Maipo Footy Club. Welcome aboard, Kai.
Thanks for having me.
And we're here to talk about domestic violence awareness, and we've had a couple of these chats before over the last couple of years, and
Yep.
we've just gone another level for domestic violence rounds in the River Murray Footy League today. Look, you want to just kick us off with a brief explanation of domestic violence and what we need to understand about it?
Yep, sure can. So what is domestic violence? It can be defined as a pattern of behaviour in any relationship that is used to gain or maintain power and control over a loved one. One of the most common mistakes is believing that domestic violence is just physical. This is not true. Domestic violence is also sexual, emotional, economic or psychological actions or threats of actions that influence another person. This includes any behaviours that frighten, intimidate, terrorise, manipulate, hurt, humiliate, blame, injure or wound someone. Domestic violence can happen to anyone of any race, age, sexual orientation, religion or gender. Domestic violence affects people of all socio-economical backgrounds and educational levels. And so far this year, 27 women have died due to domestic violence in Australia.
We can do better than that, everyone, and we just need to be a bit more aware of it, obviously, and things like this certainly can't help spreading that word and looking out for some signs, etc. We know you've been an advocate on the subject. What's transpired, 12 months ago we had a chat, so in the last 12 months, what's transpired between now and then that's a bit more upfront for us or what we need to know?
Yeah, so sadly, one of the sad things about doing this work is not much has actually changed in the last 12 months. Domestic violence is still as big an issue as ever, and that's where you come in as part of the community. Doing events like this, we can all be a part of the change and making a difference. And 27 women dying already in Australia this year is proof that it's still the biggest issue as ever. But the Murray Bridge Domestic Violence Awareness Group continue to do our community work around raising awareness for the issue, such as the Shout No for Domestic Violence community event held in November at Edward Square, the Vigil, which is about remembering the people who have lost their lives due to this issue, held in May, and the RMFL Domestic Violence Awareness Round in July. One thing is, I suppose domestic violence was once something that was swept under the rug, not talked about, and maybe people thought that's just what some families did. But I now see more people taking a stand against the issue and not being afraid to talk about it and understanding that in no way is it acceptable. I see this as a positive shift in today's society.
The stat of 27 deaths, if we draw a bit of an analogy to road accidents, we see 200 deaths a year in South Australian road accidents, but outside of death is also long-term injury and trauma. So 27 deaths in domestic violence isn't just the end of it. It's the pain people are living with.
Yeah.
That would probably multiply hundreds of times, wouldn't it?
It's the trauma that leaves forever for people forever, and it doesn't just affect the person that was murdered, it affects the whole family and their whole surroundings.
So what are the clubs doing this weekend? I know you've been a bit busy. You want to highlight what you've arranged?
Yep. So every club in the RMFL is supporting the domestic violence awareness round today by having their under 15s, under 18s and both senior grades wear white tape on their arm. Wearing the white armband is a form of taking a stand and speaking out against domestic violence, letting the victims know that we stand with them and showing the perpetrators that we in no way accept it. Together as a community, we can help bring awareness and speak up to protect all members within our community, and let today be a chance to start a conversation that might not normally take place.
I know you've touched on it, so a footy environment, here where we're solely football focused.
Yep.
We do talk about some social issues as well, so how can the footy environment help DV?
Yeah.
You probably already answered that, but...
Well,
yeah.
football and all sports for that matter are amazing within themselves. It doesn't matter where you're from, where you've been, or what is going on in your life. Once you put on that Guernsey and step onto that field, we are all equal. And although there may be rivalries and a bit of feeling between teams, we are all here for the same reason, and that's to play footy. This is why it is a perfect opportunity to raise awareness for domestic violence through a sporting event. It will reach so many people from all walks of life. And by having this event, it shows that as a community, we do not accept domestic violence and we will not stand for it. And showing the people affected by it that we care and are here for them. Because at the end of the day, what's more important than community? There are so many people involved with every club. And if we can get a message across to every single person, I think we've done a pretty good job.
Excellent work, and we'll see the white armbands. And sadly, alongside a black armband for Scott Harrington, unfortunately for your club, and the sad passing of him during the week, and it's a sad occasion here for the Maipolonga Footy Club and the greater community. So, thoughts and prayers with the family and friends of Scott.
And just something else I'd like to say before we leave. Something I'd like to finish on, and something for people to think about, is we know domestic violence is sadly an issue people are experiencing right now, and this is tragic. But what a lot of people don't think about is the effect it has on people long after the domestic abuse has stopped. The trauma it has on the victims for the rest of their lives is horrific. The lasting trauma is the reason why a woman still can't fully trust any man she meets, and why she is frightened to be alone with a man, and why she wakes up in the middle of the night screaming from a nightmare, even 10 years after the abuse has stopped. Why a kid who experienced domestic violence at a young age, 10 years later, hates the world and only sees the evil in it. And sadly, they may be the ones that become the domestic violence perpetrators, as this is all they've ever known. This is why it's so important to speak out, and it's not weak to speak. Here are some services available, so please, if you'd like, contact them. 1-800-RESPECT, 13 Yarn, Men's Line Australia, Kids Helpline and Lifeline, just to name a few.
And we'll put them up on overhead. So, look, I think, does that pretty much cover what you wanted to this morning with your message?
Pretty much does. I'd like to say thank you so much, the RMFL, for supporting this and letting this be an ongoing thing. It means so much to the community and everyone affected by it. And just, also, this is the domestic violence awareness round, but today's about Scott Harrington as well. An absolute legend at Maipolonga, an absolute legend in the community who's touched so many people in his life. So, today's for him.
Well said. Thanks very much, Kai. Well done. Love your work. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Well, thanks, Captain. That was a really good interview, and I think there's a lot of points that come out in that interview.
And there's slide up on the screen there, 1-800-RESPECT, Relationships Australia, SA, Women's Safety Services, 13 Yarn, Men's Line Australia, Kids Helpline, and I think it's Beyond Blue down the bottom there. So there's some reference there for anyone who needs any assistance.
And what did you get out of the interview? What was your key point?
Look, I think it touches everyone, and in all different ways, male, female, old, young.
Yeah. But the point is to say something, isn't it?
Oh, it's exactly.
Don't hide it.
No, seek help. Seek help. Seek counsel. Yeah, and people you trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the players out here with the white armbands on both clubs.
Yep.
So just a recognition thing. So
all the clubs are taken today, which is good.
Kai's a terrific young man. He's done that for quite a few years now. I'm very passionate about it.
We did apologise for the late notice. We'll just let everyone know that because of some personal circumstances beyond his control as well. So
Yeah.
credit to him, he's followed it through and we got it done.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
well done.
And like I said, it's got good support from RMFL and all the clubs, so well done.
Certainly.
Moving on, we'll just give you a little update on the B-grade score here in the Maipo v Storm, and it's Maipolonga 10-goal 11 to Mallee 1-1 in the third quarter. So time, guys, now to talk about some big games in round 14, and we're going to start off with the Coorong Cats v Jervois down at Tintinara today, Mark.
Right, so the outs for the Cats are Clinton Walker. That's a big out. He had the first game back in last week.
Yeah, he's only played the one game this year, and he's going to have to play 3 more to qualify for finals.
And the in is Hamish Dow, the young fellow, very talented young player. Jervois outs, we have Josh Holding, Anthony Long, Ty Burkett and Abraham Nima. And the Jervois ins, Chas Balderston, Dylan Barry, big in, Hayden Schultz as well, bit of tall timber there, and Bailey Mueller. So some ins and outs there that sort of balance each other out, I think, so for Jervois.
Sure. Right, we'll have a look at the next game. Oh, actually, first before we do that, we're going to do our tips, of course. And what do you think is going to happen down at Tintinara today, Mark?
Oh, look, Jervois are just steaming along. They're just powering along, and obviously a good win against you guys a couple of weeks ago up at Pinaroo, and yeah, they're just building a real head of steam. And yeah, I mean, the Cats are going to be very competitive, especially down at Tinty. It'll be probably 20 or 30 points, but I think Jervois just steaming along towards finals time. So.
Baz, your thoughts?
Much the same, but I'd like to think that the Cats will really challenge Jervois, and they should. But I've been saying that all year. You know, I looked at their lineup this morning, and I think there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of, sort of, they can mix it up and everything. But at some stage, they've got to show it.
Yeah.
And maybe today at Tintinara, I'm going to call that it's going to be really close. I reckon that the Cats can start really well and put pressure on Jervois. I don't think they can maintain it, so I don't think they'll win, but I reckon, I'm going to say sort of 10 to 15 points.
Okay, nice work. And Captain, your thoughts?
Jervois by 5 goals.
5 goals. And why?
Playing too well,
Yep.
too strong,
Yep. Ben Hansen still to come back.
he wouldn't be far away.
He's not far away. He was very close this week, I believe. And I think you'll see Ben Hansen next week. I think if Jervois had their way, they've got a bye after that. They would bring him back after the bye, but tying down Ben Hansen for another couple of weeks is going to be really hard work. But he's so important to that side. So I think my heart says the Cats, but my brain sort of says Jervois will win. I'm with Baz. I think the Cats are just starting to get some momentum. They're starting to gel better. They've taken the longest out of everyone in the league to do that, and that could be for various different reasons. But I think come finals, they're going to be a bit of a smoky.
Yes, definitely.
But
you look at every line that they've got, you look at him and say, wow, there's a damaging player. And then you go up a line and there's another one and there's another one. At some stage, they've all got to do well on the same day at the same time to get a result. So maybe today's the day.
I think the Jervois they play really well, but they just seem to have this ability to just go to an overdrive and for 5-10 minutes and just blow sides out.
It's a shame Walker's not playing today because he was just rusty last week. He needed the run. He would have been much better. He's not injured. He's just not playing today. So, okay, so I think, probably somewhere around 2 goals to Jervois today. Next game is the Ramblers v the Suns. Baz.
So the outs for Ramblers were Will Tabes out, Connor Baker, Calder Borman, Kyle Watts and Jason Crouch. They're in, some big ins here. Nick Fulgrab, Alex Pfeiffer's back, Gerald Rigney, Claire Roberts, I really rate that young fella, and Josh Andrews. For the Suns, they're outs, Jack Norman, Christian Vince, played a cracking game last week, but unfortunately knocked himself around a little bit. Bo Welcome's got a bit of a hammy, and Josh Ridgway. Suns ins, Josh Misson, Ben Maroney, Rory O'Driscoll and George Hauncey.
Some nice ins there.
Pretty fair ins there.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, the Ramblers ins look good.
And
the Suns ins.
Actually got a report from the state game saying Smithson's done a hamstring, Maroney's done a driver.
Who did that to you?
Well, who do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Smart Alec here. Yeah.
But no, I can report that they are all ready to go.
Yeah. Right, now why are the Suns going to win today?
Too much talent.
Too much?
Just overall talent. They just find a way to absorb pressure and then run away. And I see no different today. Alex Pfeiffer is going to be really important for Ramblers.
He won't be able to run. I've been following him on social media on his trip with Brodie Vanderbrink and their lovely partners throughout Europe. every time I saw him, he either had a big plate of food in front of him or another beer. If he can run for more than a quarter day, we'll be lucky, I reckon. So
Very talented player, but he will make a difference. But not enough.
Yeah, for sure. Even though I still take a half-fit Alex Fife for any day. So, Mark, your thoughts on this big game?
Yeah, I said Pfeiffer coming in. Roberts is a quality player. Andrews, who played well in the game we covered a couple of weeks, so a bit of tall timber coming in, which they really missed against Maipo. But yeah, when you bring those four in as your ins for the Suns, yeah, they've done everything right so far this year. They're in the top three for a reason, and I think Ramblers will stick with them for a while. But I think the Suns will kick away and probably a 10-goal margin wouldn't surprise me. So,
Captain?
Yeah, big improvement from Ramblers, home deck. They love the Hilux Hill and all that. I wouldn't mind getting hold of some of the frequent flyer points from Ben Maroney's membership.
Yeah, he gets up.
2 weeks ago, he flew to New Zealand for a snow trip. Then last weekend, he flew to Adelaide to Perth to play state footy. After the state game on the Saturday night, midnight, he jumps on a plane to fly back to New Zealand. Then he flew back to Adelaide yesterday, I think, to play today. So, knowing that guy and he's a freak, you'll probably get best on ground and kick 7.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, yeah, no, the Suns will be too strong. They're too polished, too well organised, and only a little trip up the freeway to Murray Bridge is just like jumping in the car and going around to the milk bar for them, so they'll roll it up and get the job done. Pretty simple.
How many points?
Yeah, look, I'll give Ramblers some credit. They'll try and shut it down like they did against Maipolonga, but I think probably about 35, 40 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. 40 points to the Suns.
It's not going to be 10 goals. It'll be between 5 and 7.
Now, Captain, we're going to talk about the Mannum v Imps game.
Yeah, Mannum.
Out at Mannum.
Yeah, so the big reunion day out there for Mannum. But outs for Mannum, Clint Warhurst and Nick Lindner. In, Ben Kernahan and Jack Borman. Outs for Imps, Sean Samlich, Mitchell Leanett. Ins, Jack Penfold, Braden Dallas. Lachlan Marsh plays his 100th game. Well done, Lachlan. Congratulations.
Yep. I think we had a little slide potentially for Lachlan. Have we got that up with Denise or not? If you haven't, don't panic. That's all. That's all good. No worries. So now this game, Captain, what's going to happen?
Yeah, look, hopefully the Blues, they just need to click into gear. Like last week, I've not been privy to the game, and obviously you were there, Baz, but must have done a fair bit right. But just right when the job needed to be done, they just couldn't find it. A little bit of some ill discipline kicked in, which they have to get rid of. Their president addressed the club Thursday night on that.
Crisis meetings?
Not a crisis meeting. Wow. All he turned and said to him, keep your lips shut and get on with the game, and so he should.
Right. He said that.
It's not, Jack Daniels said to the whole club, he said, just keep your lips shut and get on with the match, because it's no secret where the umpires have been taking the game this year. So if you want to back chat, 50-50. So, and if you're slow on the uptake, well, you only got yourself to blame. But anyway,
round 14, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry?
It's round 14, you haven't figured it out by now, never will.
Anyway, look, I think the Blues will get the job done. They need to click into gear. They know they need to have a good win and get it done. And I think they'll get it done pretty handsomely today. I'd say 60 points.
60 points there. Mark, your thoughts?
Yeah, so some good, ins and outs for Imps sort of balance each other out, I reckon.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
But the Mannum side, when you look at it on paper, it's not that bad a team. And half-back line, you've got Holland, O'Malley and Yench. So, I mean, on paper, they don't look too bad, but they've just sort of struggled this year. They've had injuries, a little bit of a few issues with their recruits at the start of the year. But I think they'll try hard, but Imperial's too much to play for. And even though it's the reunion weekend, that'll give them a bit of a boost for a half. But I think Imps will be too strong. And, probably 50 points.
50 points.
Yep.
Easy win there, Baz. Yep.
Yeah, probably the third quarter last week from Imps was some of the best footy I've seen all year.
Yeah.
I think they went more direct because they had to. They were 7 or 8 goals down. I thought we might as well have a crack here, and they did. So Johnny Boras comes into the game, and they actually got some quite easy goals by being more direct.
Yeah.
I'm not a coach, but I reckon if they play that way, they could win by 10 goals today.
Wow. Yep.
I really rated them. I thought they played really good, and obviously Jack Penfold back in, big in. So I think 8 to 10 goals.
Rightio, and good to see Ben Kernahan back for Mannum, their fullback. So he'll probably be a little bit underdone. He's been out for a while, so. But certainly he'll just add a bit of muscle and strength in their back line. But yeah, I agree. Imps will win that game easily, and I think it's going to be about a 40-point win. And congratulations to the Marsh factor on his 100th game. All right, now the big game that we are here today for, Mark, on the Field of Dreams.
Yes, so the Maipo outs, we have Jack Freestone, who's run around the twos at the moment, Jake Altman and Mitchell Paul, the debutant from last week. Ins, well, we have Mitchell Bowley in, but our spy over here tells us they're not the case, so we'll try and find out who that player is coming in.
Who that is.
Back in Bodie Stewart, one of the younger players, and Charlie Kirshner, who's had a bit of an injury issue. The Storm's out, Lucas Eve, Matthias Warren, Mitch Olive, Brandon Waite and Andy Vines. And the Storm's in are Joe Pratt, Matt Pederick, Angus Smith, Michael Leonard, and their very talented under 15.5 player Trey Salter. So it seems to be the course of this year. Every time we do a Storm game, they seem to have 7 or 8 in and 7 or 8 out. So it's been really hard for them to get a settled side. So, yeah.
Your thoughts on it? Who's going to win? I know you're going to say Maipo, but how much is Maipo going to win by?
Oh, look, I mean, the Storm try hard. They had a really good contest against Ramblers last week, but Maipo, there's a real, with the Cats, Maipo and the 6th and 7th side just breathing down their neck. I mean, they've got a couple of big games. They've got the Suns next week at Lamoureux, so must win for them. I probably think the week off has done them a lot of good. A lot of guys are a little bit sore. Davies was carrying a bit of an injury, a few other guys that are a little bit banged up, so the week off's come. And I was just talking to Jimmy Zatto before, and well, without Mitch Bowley dropping out, it's probably the strongest side they're going to have. So I think Maipo at home, Storm will try and shut it down and do what they can, but I think Maipo win comfortably. So.
And you reckon I crap on about the Cats taking
Yeah.
for too long, eh?
Yeah,
You weren't nodding off them, were you?
two bad eggs. Yeah, thanks for waking me up.
You was going to say
Geez, I'm
something.
glad you two blokes are back.
So who'd you picking there?
Maipo.
Oh, Maipo, okay. Just double checking. Baz, who's going to win?
Oh, Maipo, yeah,
Yep.
far too good. Andy Ryan's the big out for the
Yep.
Storm.
Yep.
He's probably by far their most quality player.
Yep.
His delivery is outstanding in that, but yeah, that again, Steiny's put it to a T. They'll hang in there for a bit, the Storm, but yeah, quality will show out. Could get ugly at the end, 12 to 14 goals, I reckon.
Rightio. Captain?
I'm similar to Baz there, or the King.
Yeah, thank you.
Shane Pate onto a half-back flank, which I know will put the sides up pre-game. So that's a bit of an interesting one. And Michael Leonard back in the side straightens him up a little bit in the Storm. Too much firepower. Homsch is going to go forward.
Yep.
Mills centre
Sticky
forward.
Nicky.
Yeah, they've got too much firepower. Mike Longer, they love it playing out here as well. So,
Yep.
yeah, and I'm with you. I'm 14 goals today.
Yeah.
You paid me big money for my input, so I'm just
No.
just giving you value for money, mate.
We've had to take a pay cut because of you, but anyway. Joe Pratt, definitely a big in for me. Matt Pederick, yeah, they got some good ins, but they haven't been playing consistently in. They've been in and out, that sort of thing. So Mitch Bowley is a big out, but they'll bring a quality junior, and I would imagine Maipo. So
I'm not sure. I think Ethan Watkins he's been playing the twos. I can't see him out there, so I might have a sneaky bet that he might.
we're going to chase that up straight after to find that out. But yeah, for me, Maipo, easy win today. It'll be a 40-50 point win.
We just quickly talk Adam Plum, the
Yes.
coach of the Storm. He did a
Yes.
great job with the Eastern Zone, and obviously he was assistant as well. Stella,
Yeah, he's
so-
a runner for up the Sobel last week as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great bloke,
Yep.
ripping fella, and yeah,
Good
great,
football
does a great
person.
job.
He's so knowledgeable about footy and he's passionate about it.
He's very
Nice.
relaxed character too.
He
90
is.
league games a start.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Nice.
He knows,
a little bit.
he knows the game then.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's been
Just
really
hats
good
off
for
to
the
him.
Storm.
So,
Yeah, no, good stuff. And we mustn't forget Clark Stegmeyer, 100 games today.
Yeah, we were talking about the Stegmeyer family.
Yeah.
So
We did have some slides for that.
Yep.
Stegmeyer's 100th and
Yeah, have we got that?
and Lockie's as
think
well.
the,
But
yeah.
we might not have brought them up, so that's
But
okay.
yeah, the Stegmeyer family is
Forgot about
synonymous with
them.
my Belonga Footy Club. Dirk, the late Dirk Stegmeyer, life member,
Yep.
Father Graham, life member, and Clarkie, obviously, premiership player as well. So the Stegmeyer family is synonymous with my Footy Club. So well done, Clarkie. So,
I was sitting on the Stegmeyer chair into the big Coliseum over there earlier today. That's where I got my
I got your
intel.
intel. Yeah.
on Baby Bowley.
So yeah,
Baby Roly Bowley.
I'm sure Dirk was wrapped a couple of years ago when all the Stegmeyer boys and Mitch got to play together, the grandson. So that was terrific. So great
good stuff.
footy family from my place. So.
All right, now it is time for the almost award-winning match quiz, and I'm just going to take a seat back because I had Terry Connolly looking over my shoulder last week, getting all the answers. I'm not saying that you would do that, Mark or Captain, but just a...
I don't need to.
No, you don't need it. Well, that's confidence talk, guys. Very confident he is. All right,
As long as
now...
there's no Jack Penfold questions or Barrett questions or anything like that.
No, we'll just... I've got a couple of curly ones in there today, but now let's not forget...
He's
Matt's...
targeting me. I reckon he's targeting me.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. But, Matt's quiz is brought to you by the Professionals Murray Bridge, so thank you very much, Professionals Murray Bridge. Can we please test your buzzers?
Baz,
Steiny,
Sonny,
Captain.
just test it again, make sure.
Steiny,
Yep, no, you're
Captain.
good.
Captain.
Yeah, no,
talking to me.
just Sonny. Okay.
the talent.
Okay, question number 1. The RMFL held its season launch at the Bend. Who was the major
Baz.
sponsor? Yes, Baz?
that'd be CRT Lamoureux. Walter Agencies.
Yeah, thank you. We had to have the complete answer for that one.
information.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Miriam.
more information required, but he has answered that one to Baz. Last night's game, Collingwood v Carlton, who won?
Captain,
Yes, Captain.
Carlton,
Bloody
And
Carlton.
margin?
17 points.
Who cares?
He actually got that right. Well done.
Do I get a bonus?
No, you still get 1 point.
Definitely not.
No.
Now, haven't we heard about it? Kempy's already hit me up already.
Question number 3. Who is third on the RMFL leading goal kicker? Yes?
Ooh, trick.
Josh Scott.
Yes, correct. Oh, geez,
It's
okay.
equal second, isn't it?
No, hang on.
Yeah, equal second.
Hang on. Back to the thing here.
Get on the phone to the adjudicator.
Yeah, hang on. One more here. Leading goal kicker. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, no.
Baz.
Yeah,
Stitcher.
hang on. Yeah, I think I got that wrong.
Check it.
That's my first mistake ever. Yeah, go on.
I think it might be Ben Hanson.
And equal second.
Hang on, I didn't
So
check.
yeah,
No, it's actually not. No, you can make a comeback. Yeah,
Tommy.
Lockie Thomas.
yeah, and Tom.
Tom Keogh.
Tom Keogh.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Captain gets that one. Jeez, that was my first mistake ever. Did you know that? Unbelievable, eh?
Move on.
Right, moving on. Okay. In the 5th test, Australia v England, who won the toss?
Captain.
Yeah.
Hang on. Who got that one,
I might have a
Sophie?
little sit down. Hang on.
Yeah,
That would be
Baz.
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. And did they battle bowl?
They had a bowl.
Right, yes, all right. That's a tick, yes. So Baz, another one. Just test your buzzer again, please, Mark.
Australia.
Yes, thank you.
Australia,
All
yeah.
right.
I'm
Okay.
fatigued. The sun's belting down. I'm fatigued.
Suns captain, Tommy Keogh, wears what number?
Captain.
Yes,
41.
yes. All right, good work. Okay, that was in there for you, Baz.
Yeah.
All right. 2 Taliban players played 100 games
Captain.
last week.
Baz.
Name the players. Yes, Captain?
Luke Medlow.
Yes,
Jaden Thompson.
yes, correct.
Did you do the graphics for that?
Yeah.
How can I work this?
Well, I
Nice.
answered that right.
Rigged diet.
Was that a question, Steiny? Because I'll get a point for that.
You did say, you didn't say use your buzzer though, so you can't get one. Name the lead coach of Ramblers.
Captain.
Oh, Captain.
Mark Thurston.
Oh, he's very quick, guys. Very quick. Baz,
You want to go for a beer?
yeah. All right. Who had the bye today?
Captain.
Oh,
See,
too long.
Steiny.
Yes, Steiny.
Tailem band.
Yes, correct. Steiny's
Will
on
be
the
pants
board.
are safe.
I think we've got to bring in a rule. You can't do captain before you finish the question.
Sentence, yeah,
'cause that's
question.
what he does.
Yeah, he's
No,
you do.
it's all about beat the buzzer.
all right. I'll
beat
stop
the buzzer.
saying the question as soon as I hear the buzzer then,
I would have
all right?
thought one word,
That'll stop.
integrity, I would have
Well,
thought.
if there is a pause, you can go 2 seconds and say, no, well, like you just did.
All right, yeah, moving on.
I'm out of the...
Right, Tarlem Bend v the Cats last Saturday. Who won the Wilson Hartman medal?
Captain.
Yes.
Brad Thompson.
Yes, correct. This is a runaway win here.
We're all excited.
Now, this is a true or false, and you cannot answer this one. You cannot release your buzzer until I say the question. True or false? Manham's coach Ben Quinn has won a male medal.
Baz.
Yes.
Yes.
True?
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has. Do you know what year? It's in the 2000s.
No, I don't.
It's 2002, but you still get a correct answer for that, Baz. So, Captain has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mark's 1 and 3 to Baz. And we're going to go to the last question.
I've lost interest, sorry.
Oh, now, come on, Mark. Let's not be like that.
I was going to lay down for you guys.
This is a multiple choice question, so again, you can't answer it until I've said it all. Mypo's Adam Eckerman, that's a bit of a tongue twister when you say it like that, won the male medal in A, 2007, B, 2009, or C, 2010.
Steiny.
Yes.
2010.
Yes, that is correct, and you notice everyone was a gentleman, just let you have that one because they felt sorry for you. So,
Well done, Mark.
1, 2,
thanks,
3, 4,
Shane.
5. So the captain wins with 6. Mark, you're third with 2. And Baz, you runner-up. How's that feel? That's better with
Yeah,
3.
get that right, please. Yeah.
So if you guys could get back to do a little bit of study during the week on our football, that would be good.
I'll just learn how to cheat, probably.
Ooh, big accusations here on Matt's Quiz, and as per usual, always controversial with Matt's Quiz, but that does bring us to the end of the show, and we do want to thank Denise in production, Sophie and Ken on the camera. Thank you to the King of the Mallee, Baz, the MyPo legend Mark Stein, at the Imps legend and the captain of RMFLTV, and what do you want to say?
And the professionals.
And,
Yes.
of course, our great friends at Professionals Murray Bridge. Thanks for watching Before the Game. See you soon.